Hey y'all, what's up? Hey. Hey y'all, happy Saturday. I'm good. How you doing? Good afternoon to you. Hello. Hey y'all. Hey, hey, hey. All right, let's get into this good read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afrozen. And today I'm reading for the Beautiful Handsome Collective. Hello, Collective. How y'all doing today? Thank you so much for your immense support. It is truly appreciated. Thank you for all the shares, the commentary, the gifts, the donations, the Cash Apps, the Venmos, the PayPals, all that great things. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your immense support. Hey, New Zealand, how you doing, boo? So don't forget to grab this copy of this book here, Wisdom Beyond Wounds, okay? Make sure you go out and get your copy. And then when you do get your copy, make sure you do the work inside of the copy that you own, all right? It's very important to ensure that once you receive your book, that you do the work. So that way you can get, you know what I mean? I've already explained why I stopped doing flowers. Please stop asking me about flowers. I don't owe anyone anything when it comes to flowers. That's why I stopped it. Where's my flowers? I don't owe you any flowers. That's just something that I did on the kindness of my heart. But yeah, I don't owe you anything. So let's get that straight. Okay. So besides that, let's get into this read. Channel message here is ageism would not protect them. Okay, let me repeat that. Channel message here is ageism would not protect them. So time does not turn harm into wisdom or avoidance into authority. It only gives illusions more room to hide. Okay, what was excused as youth becomes defended as tradition, and what was once denied becomes aggressively protected. So truth does not respect seniority. It exposes patterns regardless of how long they've existed. And when history starts repeating itself, it is not coincidence. It is the truth demanding to be seen. Okay, so let's break this down here. So before I get into all that, you're dealing with an individual specifically surrounding an older person, okay? This older person, yes, is mature just in age, but not in wisdom. And they strongly feel because they're older than you that they have more control or they have reins over the whole situation here, and they do not. So time does not equal wisdom. An example of this would be someone lives 50 years avoiding accountability, calling it experience, then reacts with the same emotional immaturity when confronted as they did decades ago. Age added years, not insight. Okay, next one here is borrowed authority collapses under scrutiny. An example of this would be an older family member shuts conversations down with, I'm older than you, expecting obedience from you despite them being a liar, despite them being very manipulative, despite being them very narcissistic in nature. But when facts are presented by you, they resort to anger or dismissal instead of reasoning. Okay, next one here is truth exposes patterns, not birthdays. An example of this would be a long-standing manipulator claims that they are too old for drama, right? Yet the same triangulation, gossip, and control tactics resurface in every generation they touch. It happens all the time. Specifically, if you're one that have resonated and also experienced, we'll say toxic older individuals here who feel that they can just say whatever they want because yet again they're older in age, or they can say whatever they need to say because you're supposed to respect them and things of that nature. Next one here is harm does not expire with time. It does not. An example of this would be past abuse is reframed as that was so long ago. Why do you keep talking about that? Forget that. But yet they keep doing things, or they keep saying things to keep that thing that they don't want you to speak about still in the present day. So they really don't make sense. But so past abuse is reframed as that was so long ago, but they're doing things to keep it relevant, while the emotional impact is still visible in broken relationships, fear responses, and repeated cycles. Next one here is avoidance hardens with age. Yes, they do. The older some individuals get, you realize that they're more stuck in their ways. So an example of this will be unresolved behavior becomes tradition, passed down as this is just how they are, until someone names it, like you guys, you name it with the truth, of course, and the illusion finally fractures. Time does not erase truth. It only amplifies it. Let me repeat that. Time in any way, shape, or form does not erase truth. It only amplifies it. So going back to what I stated here, the channel message here is ageism will not protect them. So you're dealing with someone who has been a complete tyrant or a miscreant in your life here. And now that the walls are closing in on them, they strongly feel that they can utilize such topic or tactic in reform in regards to their age here, that they would not get into trouble, or they can utilize that to get out of trouble. I'm here to tell you guys that whatever they say or whatever they do here, it is not going to work. So we're dealing with someone that could be 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, hell, even 90s. Take it how it resonates here. It really doesn't matter the age, but they're older than you. Okay, so this is someone you may consider an elder at one point in time, or a respectable elder at one point in time. Okay, so let's get into the cards here. Where's my kipper? All right, let's see. Thank you. Hold on. Okay. All right. Thank you. So we have courthouse and we have thoughts. Here we go. That's okay, Miss Mary. You got it. That's okay. I'm going to let you do your thing. You know, sometimes we quick draw McGraw when I see stuff, but it's okay. You got it. So courthouse and thoughts here. So yet again here, there is either an older woman or an older man here that strongly feel that they can bypass everything that they have done, whether it's a physical manner, a financial manner, an emotional manner, a mental manner, however resonates for you. But they strongly feel that that people of the courts, or more so of their community here, are going to side with them because they're going to lay it on thick. Oh, I'm older in age, and you know, I wasn't thinking well, and you know, I do this and I do that, and da da da. Like, just basically just trying to guilt trip anyone that will listen to them here, because they realize that they're in a lot of trouble. And because of the type of trouble that they're in, surrounding like inheritance fraud, surrounding insurance fraud, surrounding taking things that didn't belong to them when it came to you here, in regards to gossip, putting you in some very compromising positions, a lot of things of that nature they have done. Okay, thank you. And they think that people are going to side with them because of, you know, I guess mercy, or more so pity. More so pity. Okay, so we have concern here. It's becoming a concern because they realize that they're in a lot of trouble, and they don't know how to handle this trouble because they've been doing it for so long, or for so many years. So because they've been able to kind of stay underneath the radar, and they feel like no one was coming after them here, but you know, times are changing because you're the one that is changing the narrative surrounding the time here. They're now feeling like they have to, what can they do to kind of claw themselves out of the dirt or the grave that they placed themselves in? So let's tap deeper into concern. Class warfare, deep hidden resentment between groups, rebellion against the system. So I'm going to spin it from this perspective here. So there's concern and class warfare. Okay. Deep hidden resentment between groups. So this older person has a lot of resentment towards you. So they think that you are the system that needs to be broken down. Hear me out, and I'm going to break it down, of course. So you have been able to successfully break down this person's system of lies, okay? Now, they feel your system is based on truth, and they feel like that truth is much more stronger, or it can stabilize a lot of things. They don't want that. They don't want your system of truth to be able to support the things that you are seeing, also the things that you are saying. So this person here, whether it's an older man or older woman here, has a lot of deep resentment and is trying to clash or put you against a group of individuals. The group of individuals that they're trying to pit or put against you here are in a class or more so system surrounding lies or illusions. You're on your own, and you're the one that is speaking truth. You're the only one that's speaking truth. So they feel because of more people on one side versus just you by yourself here, they'll be much more easier or successful in beating you or more so breaking you down. And of course, that's not the case. So it's creating a huge concern for this older, we'll say older man or older woman here, because they're realizing all of their tactics are no longer working. So they don't know how to process this, or they don't know what other ideas that they can come about or think about or create, so that way they can stay on top of your truth. And lies will never be able to stay on top of truth. Truth can stay on top of lies, but lies can't stay on top of truth. It will never work. So let's see with the thoughts. So we have soft power here, influence without force. Thank you. Someone who's gentle or kind nature carries deep strength that others react to. So this is actually funny, because even though it says soft power fell on top of concern and class warfare. And it makes a lot of sense as to why it fell in the way that it did. So this is where you guys come in with the soft power. You're not arguing with anyone. You're not fighting with anyone. You really don't care what another person has to say about you. Because we all know they're not going to come to your face directly and say how they feel. So we already know that you guys collectively already have the upper hand, because they're not going to face you in regards to the so-called issues that they have with you. So with that being said here, you guys have now, we'll say, introduced, or now you are honing into this power, but more so a soft power where you don't have to use a lot of force or exert yourself in a very forceful way to get your points across. Because normally, again, when you're speaking truth, you don't really have to do all that. You just speak the truth. But because of what type of truth that you're speaking, and because of the power that you hold within your words here, it's turning a lot of attention onto you, but more so in a very positive way. Because what it's doing here, it is awakening the community, or more so the collective, to see that they are also not alone. So you're speaking up in regards to what has taken place, or just your actions are actually showing up in regards to what has taken place. And it's starting to turn the right heads, basically other individuals that have experienced also something similar to what you've experienced here. And it's creating a beautiful soft power, or you're carving yourself into this soft power. So again, the soft power is an influence without force. Someone who's gentle or kind nature carries deep strength that others react to. So others are reacting to you in a very positive, beneficial way. Okay. All right. Now let's tap into the thoughts. Okay. So we have growth mindset, and this is what you're doing here. People are having aha moments or having enlightenment moments here because, again, of the truth that you are speaking. So if you're helping people cultivate or see things from a different perspective, or more so a newer perspective, for them to understand that it's okay to speak up, or it's okay to take action It's okay to protect yourself. It's okay to do something positive in a way to ensure that your boundaries are, we'll say, enforced, to let other people know that they can't come at you sideways or crazy. And this is what this older, mature, toxic man or woman did not want. They didn't want people to see you in that way, or they didn't want people to be influenced by you, because if others are influenced by you here, what you're creating is that you are, put it this way, you're awakening. Okay, like I'm doing this as well too, but you guys are awakening each other from from others that are in a slumber space or slumber state. And those individuals that are fully awakening here are now realizing what has been happening to them. So your thoughts bring forth a form of a growth mindset wherever you go, whether it's in a job position, whether it's in a community position, whether it's online, however it resonates for you. But where you go, wherever you step foot, is like when you walk, flowers walk, flowers grow underneath your foot. That makes sense? Just kind of giving it that way. They're very intimidated by the thoughts that you have, because your thoughts are very powerful. Your words are very powerful. And when you speak, you uplift or you enhance the quality of not only yourself, but other people around you. And this is exactly what they didn't want, which is why they feel and perceive your system. Again, your system consists of truth. And they feel like that they have every right to systematically destroy the system that you've created of truth. And it's not happening in that way. So it's like you have this is just an example. You have this big door, like it's like I'm trying to think of the name of that. When you go into banks sometimes, and sometimes they may have the door open. It's a certain name for it. And it has like a wheel, and it has like things that you can kind of turn it. It's a certain name. I can't think of it, but it goes directly into like this vault. Yes, that's it. Thank you. This is like your truth. Thank you for that. This is your truth is like a vault. Not everyone can get access to it, but you. So you are the one that more so control the truth in regards to what you say and what you don't say. Sometimes you may say some things. Sometimes you may just give a little, at a time. Sometimes when it's time for you to really say what you need to say, then it comes out. So it's like you're the one that's controlling the truth in regards to what to say versus what not to say. And they don't like that. They don't like the fact that they can't penetrate through the vault of the truth of you. Yes, vault. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Courthouse. All right, so we have long-term investments here. So this older man or older woman, and again, we like to think or assume because they're older in age, most people society-wise feel that older or elder people are in a space where they may be maybe not well off, but able to sustain their quality of life. And that's just an example. This has a lot to do with the perception as to how society sees certain individuals with the title that they may exhibit. So again, a mother figure or just a father figure in the perfect world. Most people may think or assume that that person, has it together, or they're mentally well, or they would never hurt a fly, or, they've done really great things for a community. They could never believe that type of, we'll say, behavior or personality can actually come from those toxic mothers or toxic fathers, or just a toxic older person. So with that being said, here with Courthouse and long-term investment, they made sure that they had a long-term investment in trying to break you down, but more so, again, systematically, but more so through courts. They thought that if they could utilize courts in this way to stall out a court, this is just examples, to stall out an actual case, or to utilize the courts to keep you in and out of courts, or to kind of set you up, thank you, or to set you up in a way where that court will become like a normal thing in your life. And if you're not careful and you're not aware, especially if you're the one that's very successful or more successful than them, if you're not careful, they will utilize courts as a tactic to run your finances out, because that's actually the easiest way for you to, especially if you're working really hard for your, your things. It is one of the easiest way for you to actually exhaust yourself financially because of the court fees and lawyer fees and paperwork and stuff like that. And if you're not, we'll say, up to par with all of the, we'll say, the language of courts or lawyers and things of that nature, and you just kind of like dishing out money here and there, well then, you know what I mean, it's going to be hard for you to be able to sustain or continue to live a certain lifestyle that you worked hard for. They knew this. This is why they made sure it was a long-term investment. So they wanted you to spend all of your money, so that way when you've exhausted all of the finances that you worked really hard for, well then they can flip the script and they can say, well, see, I told you that they weren't financially successful, or they weren't financially knowledgeable, or they could never keep money in their account, you know, things of that nature here to kind of make you look like the bad person that you're actually not, of course. So with courthouse and long-term investments here, that was the mechanics. And then we also have snatched in this way. That was the mechanical thinking, or more sort of psychological thinking, that these individuals were trying to do towards you here. They wanted you to look like you weren't able to, again, sustain a job. Because if you have to keep going to court and you have a job or a career, you know, sometimes some jobs and careers don't care about your personal life. You are supposed to be at work for whatever time, you know what I mean? And if you're constantly having to go to court for whatever reason here, well, now there's a possibility that your financial stability could be on the rocks, or your financial stability can actually be in a position where, you know what I mean, it can actually backfire. It doesn't work for you. So they were doing this in a very strategic way because of the truth you were speaking. But yet again, because of the system that you created surrounding the truth that you embody, yeah, they had a big issue with that, and they wanted to destroy your system of truth by more so destroying you financially. Because yet again, societal wise, perception wise, where we hear the term finances or money, you know, this is how a lot of people actually judge others. Well, how much money you got? Well, what you got? You ain't got no nice car. Ill. You wearing those type of rags. You know what I mean? Again, this is societal's point of view of things. This is the first thing a lot of people tend to judge others on, based on how much money a person have. And they knew that you were a person that was of prestige, or you thought very highly of yourself. You did a lot of things that were very great for yourself, and they didn't like that because they weren't able to do it. Those type of individuals, a toxic mother, a toxic father, those were the individuals that were very financially inept. They were not responsible. They were irresponsible. They were also illiterate when it came to finances as well too. But of course, they never would tell you that. They may have shown that in their actions. And for some of you guys, you were the one that actually had to step in to actually help this toxic mother figure or father figure, or just a toxic older person. I'll just put it that way. You were the one that always had to kind of like step in and save the day surrounding whatever bills that they lapsed, or if they didn't have a job, or maybe they were sprung out on, you know, inebriation of things. Maybe they were into paraphernalia, you know, different types of examples, of course. But they proved to you behind the scenes here that they were never a responsible adult, because when it came to bills or finances, you were the one that were always fitting the bill. So with that being said here, again, they made a long-term effect to ensure not only, they made a long-term investment surrounding courts, or just some form of a bigger entity that they feel will have the most control over you, because they don't have any control over you. And they know that you are, again, you're very financially responsible when it comes to your finances. So it'd be best that if they take that away from you, well, then you would have to kind of go back into this old spiel or old thing of things surrounding what they wanted for you, which was actually nothing. And that's what they wanted for you, literally, figuratively. They didn't want anything for you. They wanted nothing for you, if that makes sense. So this was a so-called power play on their part here. So they thought they wanted to exhaust all your finances. Now, the reason why they wanted to exhaust your finances is because they were telling people that you were, again, financially inept, or you were financially irresponsible. But with despair is here because when they thought that, again, when you went away, you went into hermit mode, you got real quiet, you got quiet to focus on yourself. Again, they thought if they took everything away from you that it would have backfired towards you in a negative way. It did not do that. It was the complete opposite. It actually was a blessing in disguise that, yes, everything happened in the way that it happened. And I'm not, taking away from that. But if you're able to look at it from a different perspective, despite them taking everything away from you, now you don't have all of, we'll say, the limitations or the noise or the chaos that were once surrounding you. It's no longer around you. So now you're able to really put your head down or put your blinders on and truly focus on the things that you needed to focus on at the time, which was you. They never banked on you because, again, they never thought that you were going to amount to anything, which is really odd because they needed you. You didn't need them, if that makes sense. So this is why they are in despair. This is why they're in despair, because they specifically told people that, again, you are financially inept, or that you weren't one that can take care of the household, or you can't take care of a child, or you can't take care of yourself. So they had to strategically put you in compromising positions so that way the narrative would stick. So going back to my notes here, ageism would not protect them. They think because they're older in age, and now that they're finally caught, they think that they can utilize their age as such as, oh, well, I'm an old woman and I'm an old man, and you know how I can get sometimes, or, don't worry about that, and, just take me as I'm in that kind of way. But that's not happening because they're not realizing that they have attempted to cause a lot of detrimental situations in your life that could actually that could have really broke you down. And this is what they were expecting. So now that it didn't happen in that way, now they're trying to backtrack, or now they're trying to retract, or now they're trying to utilize certain types of, we'll say, verbiage or excuses to get out what they try to put you in. So again, time does not turn harm into wisdom. Time does not turn harm into wisdom, or avoidance into authority. They thought with enough time that you guys were apart or separated or disconnected from one another here, that they thought that time would heal everything. In most cases, that's not the case. I've heard the saying before, time heals all wounds. Yes and no. If you take the time to heal your wounds, then absolutely yes, time heals all wounds. But if you don't take the time to heal your wounds, to figure out who you are truthfully at your core, well, then time is not going to heal your wound. And this is a perfect example, a perfect classic example in regards to time not healing anything surrounding these toxic, mature, older individuals. So time does not turn harm into wisdom or avoidance into authority. It only gives illusion more room to hide. And yet again, they utilize their age specifically to continue to hide all of their lies or their lying way or their deceitful ways, because yet again, they never thought that they would have been caught in regards to the foolishness that they have done. What was excused as youth becomes defended as tradition. So they traditionalize this, or they try to normalize their bad habits so people can be like, okay, well, all right, yeah, they like, that's okay. Well, we just don't have to accept them as they are. No, you don't. That's the funny thing. You don't. Truth does not respect sonority. It exposes patterns regardless of how long they've existed. And when history starts repeating itself, it is not coincidence. When history starts repeating itself, it is not coincidence. It is the truth demanding to be seen. I'll give you a perfect example surrounding this. These toxic, older, mature individuals specifically are, this is where the truth is surrounding the history. They're always bringing up old things in regards to what took place with you or what they have done towards you. For what reason? I don't know specifically because I didn't go that far into the deep research of things. But from what I've researched thus far here, I realize that there is a pattern surrounding individuals here who keep saying to you guys specifically, if you are speaking about your past, which you have every right to speak up and out about, they get very upset, they get very irate, or they get very angry, or more so furious, because they want to bury the past. But on the same token, or in the same sentence here, they're still still bringing up old things that they have done towards you in the past. So yet again, the past, or more so, when history, because that's where the truth resides, when history starts repeating itself, it is not coincidence. It is the truth demanding to be seen. So when they keep bringing up old things from the past, it is not a coincidence. It is the truth demanding to be seen. They're literally bringing up, because they're guilty, not so. They keep bringing up the things that they have done towards you here. And yet again, when you say something or bring up something in regards to what they have done, you need to stop talking about that. And that's the past, da 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 da. But it's it's like, goddamn. If that makes sense. Oh, man. Oh, man. It really is a split in this world called life, or this thing called life. You're really dealing with individuals that are truly mentally well or mentally healthy, that can make very sound, conscious decisions for themselves, meaning you guys here. You're very mentally well or mentally healthy, or you take care of your mental space or your mental state to ensure that you can make the best decisions for yourself in a very positive way. Them, on the other hand, they're very much so unwell because of the actions, and also because of the type of things that they say towards you and other people here. And you are seeing, or soon to see, or more so, they are exhibiting their unwellness surrounding the mental space of their mind, and they're upset. I don't understand how they can be upset when they're the one that keeps exhibiting to you, not only to you, but also the community as well, that something is off with them. Make it make sense. Again, if you don't want anyone to know that you did something, don't do that thing. I promise you it's that simple. It's that simple? Yes, that simple. Let me repeat that. If you don't want anyone to be aware in regards to what you've done, don't do it. Am I making sense here? Don't do it. This is what they don't understand. Somebody eating grapes or raisins. I'm just saying. Thank you for the gifts. So we have message of concern. Now, because they're seeing things play out exactly how it needs to be played out here, not only is a big message of concern, but it's also putting them in despair, because yet again, they're the one that can't let go of the past. They cannot let go of the past. And if a person who has caused you harm towards you cannot let go of the past, that's where the truth resides. Take that gem, put it in your pocket, put it in your front pocket, put it in your back pocket, put it in your side pocket, put it in your pocket. Thank you. If a person keeps bringing up the past, despite what they have done towards you, hone in on it and realize and see that they're speaking truth in regards to what they have done to you. Because again, if they didn't do anything towards you and they're not guilty in regards to what they keep saying that they didn't do, they wouldn't be living in the past. You move forward, clearly. Or you have attempted to move forward, and they wanted to drag you back to the truth again, where the past resides, or drag you back to the past where the truth resides, so you can finally see it exactly how you need to see it. Time does not equal wisdom. Time does not equal wisdom. Someone who lives 50 years avoiding accountability, calling it experience, then reacts with the same emotional immaturity when confronted as they did decades ago. Age added years, not insight. That's all they have is age. They don't have insight. They don't have intellect. They don't have smarts. They don't have intelligence. The only thing that they have with their age is that age. That's it. That's it. They borrowed authority collapses under scrutiny. An older family member shuts conversations down specifically with this term. I'm older than you. I don't give a damn if you was older than me. I don't care if you was 115. Right is right and wrong is wrong. But yet again, because they think You see the number 75 or 85 or 92 here, you must give them respect. But if they're not giving you respect, why do you have to respect them? There, I said it. Why should you have to respect someone, specifically an elder here? For whoever resonates with this story here, you're dealing specifically with an elder person or a more mature person that is very toxic in nature, and they want to normalize their toxicity as normal. That's not normal. It's not. Mental instabilities are not normal. It is not. There are a lot of things out here that people who are on the wrong side of things want us who are on the right side of things to normalize. And if you keep normalizing things that are not right, what do you think is going to happen to you soon enough? Thank you. What do you think is going to happen to you soon enough? You're going to succumb, or you're going to fall into the normalcy of their toxicity. How does that help you? How does that benefit you? Yes, Miss Mary states on YouTube that abuse subjects us all to have issues. And eventually, if you keep staying in a space or an environment that is surrounded with nothing but toxicity, you're going to succumb to it eventually. And that's not right for you, and that's not fair to you. So this is why things are happening in the way that it's happening here, and they can't handle it. Oh, well. Oh, well. Yes, you are the change that they were not anticipating. Yes. They were not anticipating you because they thought that you could never do it. And that's not true. I'm here to tell you that ain't true. And I'm sure enough, soon enough, you guys will understand, if you have not quite yet, that you're going to learn that's not true either. You are the change that is needed in your generation. You are the change that is needed in your bloodline, which is why the baton was given to you. Was it a hard feat? Yes, it was. But anything that is worth doing is not an easy feat. They knew this. You think a generational curse is easy? Okay, let me just, all right. Oh, it's done, it's over? Hell nah. But once you get to the end of the tunnel, or once you see the end of the light, or you get to the finish line of things, you're going to realize that you're literally living in paradise. You're going to see when you get there, if you have not got there yet. So we have change. So let's, someone's name is Emerson. Someone's from Illinois. That keeps coming up. Chattanooga. Or nougat. Nougat. That's like someone's making like candy or candy bars or something with caramel, or that could be your favorite candy or something. Something with like caramel and nougats, okay? Someone's nickname is Nugget. Or Tinky. Bunny. Someone's name is Bunny, or nickname could be Bunny or Bella or Bonnie. This is why they're so triggered by you. They can't step into your space because they're no longer the matriarch or the patriarch of the family. Their system of matriarchy or patriarchy was very, very, very detrimental to the generation, or more so to the bloodline. And they wanted it to be kept that way because, again, they wanted to be seen as the go-to person in regards to, you know, people coming to them for advice, people coming to them to look up to them, and whatever other reasons, you know. And they're so triggered by your change that they thought that, yes, once again, that if people see, because they're trying to flip it onto you, that you are the one that is causing the harm. You didn't cause any harm. The harm was already there. Let me repeat that. You did not cause any harm. The harm was already there. It was already there. They were the one that was holding the harm. They were harboring the harm within themselves, and they were passing around like it was Skittles or Chiclets or pieces of candy. You remember Chico sticks that came up? So I could be eating Chico sticks. But nonetheless, you didn't cause harm to anyone. You merely just spoke the truth. They had the truth, or they had the harm. And because of the harm that they've embodied within themselves, it surfaced to a point where you saw it, but not only you, Other people did, or the community did as well too. This is why they're so triggered by you. Going back to my notes, let me see if I can find it. I made a post. I don't know if I'm logged into Facebook on here. Hold on. One second. The pain was already there for the narcissist. They didn't give it to you. They tried to hand it to you. They needed you to hold what they refused to face. The moment you didn't absorbed it, soothe it, or carry it for them, something snapped. The violence they showcased also wasn't random. It was panic. And when someone who is guilty of doing something very malicious towards you, the first thing they want to do, oh, I'm going to this, and I'm going to that, and and I'm going to do this to you, and they always threatening you because they feel like their back is against the wall because of the pain that they're harboring. So it puts them in a complete space of being in panic. This was panic in regards to what they had within themselves. So they wanted to weaken you with pain that was never yours. Again, you did not create the pain. You did not create the harm. Does that make sense? They did. That's why they're holding it. And they try to pass it from them to you. It's not your pain to carry. It's not your harm to carry. So when you realize this or understand this, you dismantled it. You destroyed it. And they weren't prepared for you doing that. Again, they never thought that you would. They thought because of the much pain and trauma that they put you through, they thought it would have been enough for you to stay in that space in regards to what they gave to you. Wrong. Wrong. So they wanted to weaken you with pain that was never yours, to put you at a disadvantage, to keep you in survival instead of a clarity. If you are constantly living in a space of survival mode, you won't have clarity. Why not? Because you're constantly in this small little box mindset here, trying to figure out how I'm going to get the next dollar, how I'm going to get out this situation. Your mind is focused solely, specifically on surviving. And yet again, you are not here to survive. You're not. You are here to thrive. I need to make that very clear. You are not here in any way, shape, or form. You are not here to survive. That's what they want for you, but we don't give a damn what they want for the collector. Like I said, I want a cheesesteak, salt, pepper, ketchup, mayo, and provolone cheese. But I can't have that. I have a goal that you know what I mean? I can't have that. So just because somebody wants something doesn't mean it's going to be fulfilled, if that makes sense. So when you refuse to carry their wounds, they were forced to feel them. So they attacked the nearest mirror, which is you guys. That wasn't cruelty. It was a failed transfer. So because they can't transfer their hurt and harm that they're feeling within themselves, they have to sit with it. And that same hurt and harm that they're feeling, it is destroying them from the inside out. So internally, they're feeling the hurt. Internally, they're feeling the pain, but there's no exit point in regards to what they're feeling. So now they have to sit in that space. They have to harbor themselves within that painful, harmful space, and it's literally, truly making them sick. That's not your fault. It's not your fault. How is this your fault? So then they go back, again, here come the cycle. And it's the collector's fault, and because they cannot project their pain or harm onto you. So here they come back into the past where the truth resides, and people don't look at it in that way. People don't perceive it in that way. But yet again, the whole time, these toxic, mature individuals are truly giving you the blueprint as to who they are. And a lot of people just skip right past it because yet again, they don't see it, they're not aware of it, or they just don't care. But you care because at one point in time, this may have cost you your life. So you had to be put or placed in a position to care about you, not about them. Just you. You were indifferent to them, but you cared about yourself. And the moment that you stepped into that space of caring about yourself, everything else dismantled and fell apart. So, tell me more about the trigger and change, please. Somebody eating Brussels sprouts? Okay, tell me about the trigger and change, please. Listen. It's a trauma dumping, specifically. Trauma dumping. This is what they looked at you as. They looked at you as a form of trash or a trash can that they can just insert any type of foolishness at any point in time. And they wanted you literally to open up the flap or open up to them so they can insert their trauma onto you. No, you're not a trash can for anybody's trauma. You're not a dumping site for anyone's trauma. You're not a garbage can for anyone's trauma. I don't give a who it is. You're not. So they fought you. They try to fight you. How dare you? And you better take this trauma and you better take this pain. You don't have to take it, boo, because it was never yours to begin with. Is what I'm saying. It wasn't yours. So we have third eye in villain era. So they try to utilize their third eye, but it's in reverse because you became very estranged from them. You was like, ew, patooey, yuck. You don't want no parts of them health. It's like, yee, patooey. Nah, he's like, I don't want no parts of that. So they try to infiltrate or try to see, we'll say more so from a spiritual point of view or a religious point of view here, because they don't know anything that you got going on. So if they can pry or they can pay for readings or watch tarot or watch oracle or go to someone who they think that they can trust or an overseer or prophet or prophetess or oracle reader, etc., etc., etc. here, because their third eye's not working, it's completely shot because when they had the gifts at the time to do something very beneficial for themselves and the others around them, they decided to go a different way. So they lost their gifts. That's a real thing. Again, if you have gifts, I highly advise you to utilize your gifts in a very positive way. Okay, I only can advise you. That's it. And I highly suggest that you utilize your gifts in the right way. If you decide to use it in a negative way, there is a strong chance or a very high probability that you would not be able to utilize those gifts. Okay, hey, I'm just saying. So with estranged here, where's the other card? Third eye's in reverse. Now they're looking at you because they can't see you. Okay, they only utilize their third eye in a negative way. That's why it's in reverse. It's not upright. Because if it's upright, you're seeing clear how you need to see things. But because it's in reverse here, they're not connected to their third eye. They're connected to something darker or deeper or something that is attached or connected to them. Some type of entity that they think is giving them the correct information about you, which is why they feel you are the villain in their story. Who gives a damn? I'll be the villain. Shit. What color you want me to wear? You want me to wear some red? Okay, I'll be the villain in somebody's story. I don't give a damn. So this is how they see you now. They see you as a form of a villain. Oh, what you need to stay with the collective and the collective do this toward. You didn't do anything towards them. They're trying to project their pain and harm onto someone that they feel has the bandwidth to deal with their foolishness. This is what they're doing. We have crunk here, but it's in reverse. High and crazy goes overboard. It's in reverse. They can't go overboard. They can't get crunk with it. They're falling at the wayside or the seams of life. And they cannot use age to help them get out of the foolishness that they place themselves in. That's the real talk. That's the real talk. So let them keep talking. Who cares? Tell me more about despair. Somebody eating cashew nuts or peanut chews? Yes. Beautiful states on TikTok. All they doing, blah, 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 babbling. That's literally what they're doing. They don't make sense. They're incoherent. The words that they speak is very indecipherable. It doesn't make sense. You're like, what you say? And the collective, you were like, what? The collective, this is all they're doing because they're not connected to their third eye. They're not. So they got to penalize you and make you the villain in their story because you're not understanding what they're saying? It doesn't make sense. They're frustrated because you don't understand them. Okay, but isn't that what they wanted initially? They did not want you to understand them because if you didn't understand them, this is how they stay underneath the radar of their illusions. True or false? True or false? The more that they were misunderstood, the more that they can stay underneath the lies of their illusions. True or false? True. True. So what's the issue now? You can't win with these individuals, or it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. So you moved away. You moved away because you're like, what the hell? Man, get out of here. Collective. But I thought they had it all together. Clearly not. I'll put it this way. Someone just said light moves dark, something like that. Miss Blacklisted states on TikTok, light removes dark. So respectfully, I disagree. And here's why. You need both to be successful. You need both your light side and your dark side to be successful. And again, I respectfully disagree with you, and I'm going to break it down. Again, Miss Blacklisted on TikTok states, light removes dark. Now, the reason why I respectfully disagree is because even though they were in the dark, your light is what was needed or what you've activated to penetrate their darkness. And once you took off the light, they still remained in the dark. The light was only there for you, or you activated the light within yourself to see exactly what they were doing in the dark, if that makes sense. So again, respectfully, I strongly feel you need both. It has to be a balance. And they don't know how to balance themselves with both light and dark because they love the dark, right? And when you came through with the light, they couldn't handle your brightness. They couldn't handle your shine. They couldn't handle the light, the magnitude of the light that you brought, if that makes sense. It's like driving down a really dark country road. Yes, it's dark time, but you still need that light in the midst of darkness, if that makes sense. They don't know how to balance the two. They do not know how to balance just the dark. That's it. That's why they were always in the dark, because it was covert. It wasn't even open. It wasn't even open. It was covert. It was closed. They can't handle your light. They try to take yours away from you to balance out their darkness with your light. That doesn't work that way. Absolutely not. Covert operation. A hidden strategy, stealth, careful planning, and moving in silence to achieve goals. Masked intentions. This is what they tried to do. Yes, Miss Mary says we turned on our high beams. Absolutely, which is the truth. That's what you did. retaliate is in reverse. And they cannot, what are they going to retaliate on you for? For speaking truth? They're going to look crazy. And that's exactly how they're looking now. I'm going to retaliate on the collective, and I'm going to make the collective shut up. Okay, for speaking truth? But I thought they were speaking truth. You see how it doesn't make sense in the way how they do things and see things and say things? Water under the bridge, learning to forgive others for yourself, letting go of the past, enjoying life for yourself. So take that how to rest days. And that's what you did. It's water under the bridge. Like, okay, whatever. Who cares? But they're still stuck in the same space that you left them in. The truth of the past, the truth of your past, the truth of the past that they keep saying is not true. But yet again, they can't walk away from it. They can't stop speaking about it. So which one is it? Genuinely asking, which one is it? Because clearly they don't know, but you guys do, because you're the one that holds both light and dark. The dark is your shadows. Everyone has shadows, including me. We all have shadows. Not everybody has light. That's a fact. There are people that are walking this earth in complete darkness with no light. And it shows up in your actions, you know, maybe the way that they speak, the way that they do things, etc., etc. You have both, which is what you need to thrive, not even survive. You need both your light and your darkness to thrive on this earth. So retaliate doesn't make sense. They can't retaliate. Retaliate with what? Oh, God. I just like, what? You said what? I want to retire on the collective. Okay, for what? Well, what? Tell us, Karmic. Well, what? What do you retaliate on the collective for? Well, I'm older. Okay, who gives a damn? I'm their mom and I'm their dad and I'm the granddad and who gives a flying fart? Who cares? What's the real reason that they're trying to retaliate on you if they're telling truth? Well, and here you can break it down to them. Well, Karmic, I thought you were speaking truth. Well, I am, and I am. And then they go back to the past, which is where the truth resides, and they literally just regurgitate everything that they clearly said they did not do. They don't make sense, man. They don't make sense. And I'm not going to sit here and argue with someone that doesn't make sense. I'm not going to sit here and hurt my head because they don't make sense. If I see you don't make sense, okie doke, you don't make sense, and I'm on my way out. I'm not arguing with you. For what? We got old school here. Man, get out of here. Old school. Traditional and classic. Choosing substance over trendiness. Yearning for the past or realness. The realness of them were their lies. That was the old school way. This is how they were raised. This is what they experienced. This is how they were brought up. And I'm not speaking about everybody. I'm specifically speaking about toxic, older, mature individuals that act in a very toxic nature. I want to make that very clear. They want everything to go back to the way that it was. Abuse, disrespect, deceitfulness. Nah, I can't do that. Hell nah. Hell nah. Hell nah. You want to go back to the old ways of abuse and normalizing abuse? Nah, I'm good. I'm so good, child. Shit. All right, let's see what else. Tell me more about the parental issues surrounding old school. Walking billboard of family betrayal. That's what they were. They literally wore the sign of all of the betrayal that they caused towards you. Everyone is going to look at betrayal differently. I know I do. From my personal perspective, okay? this is me, my personal opinion. I don't feel my family betrayed me. Here's why. Because at the end of it all, I won. I strongly feel from my perspective that the only ones that they truly betrayed were themselves. They're the one that's left of all the things that they refuse to face or take accountability for. So again, everybody gonna see betrayal differently. I don't feel they betrayed me because I don't walk around life feel, I don't walk around life like that. I don't. I'm very indifferent with everything. But I strongly feel that they betrayed themselves because they're the one that have to deal with it, not me. So again, that's just my own personal point of view. And with that being said here, this is why they are the walking billboard for the betrayal that they caused themselves. And they can't handle that. Yeah, it's loaded. Yes. They created so much betrayal that they loaded themselves down with that. Betrayal that they can't get out of. I need to get out this betrayal and I can't believe. So now they're telling people you betrayed them. And you did not. You didn't cause anything towards them. You did not. Anything to just take away from what they've done towards you. We have no communication here. Yeah. Tell me about the despair. Now they're praying for betterment of self, but they refuse to work on self. They're praying to get themselves out of the karma they created for self. Self-imposed karma that they've created for self. And they can't get out of it because yet again, they refuse to face self. No communication in this way could be in regards to self, not just you guys. They're in no communication with self. They don't reflect with self. They're very non-communicative with self, but yet they're asking self or they're praying for self to get them out of this situation. Does that make sense? These people are a lost cause. I'm just being honest with you. They're a lost cause. Could be a Taurus. You could be a Taurus. They could be a Taurus. That's very irresponsible. I don't care if they're irresponsible. That's on them. What they got to do with me? I'm very responsible. So, hey, if they're irresponsible, that's on them. But there's a Taurus here that is very irresponsible. Devil in disguise. Untrustworthy. Okay. This is a low vibrational Taurus I'm speaking about. So they want to be a devil in disguise. And they refuse to get the help that they need, or they refuse to accept themselves for what they are. Jeez. Okay. Cold-hearted, but you do know eventually cold hearts stop at one point in time, right? They could be as cold-hearted as they want to be on this thing, this beautiful thing called Earth. But eventually, cold-hearted hearts stops eventually. Not so? If all a person have is hate and disdain and despicable despise in their heart, you think their heart is going to be on the up and up? Come on. This person's going through heart failure because of the type of hate that they're breathing within themselves. Going back to my notes. Harm does not expire with time. It does not. Past abuse is reframed as that was long ago, while the emotional impact is still visible in broken relationships, fear responses, and repeated cycles. Truth does not turn harm into wisdom or avoidance into authority. You cannot avoid something and then think that you can get into an authoritative state of things. I mean, it may work for a little bit, but if you're not truthful in your authority of self, baby, all you're doing is just harming yourself. That's all you're doing. It only gives illusions more room to hide. What was excused as youth becomes defended as tradition, and what was once denied becomes aggressively protected. So they are protecting their irresponsibility. This is what they're protecting, okay? They're protecting the irresponsibility of self. They are protecting the self-sabotage of self. They are protecting the devilish ways or the negativity within self. They're trying to protect the survivalness of self. Why do you want to be around somebody like that? Why? For what reason? And this is what they feared. Well, you need to take me as I am. No, you don't. You do not. Collective, you don't have to, boo. It's like you going to the store, you want some bananas. There's two types of bananas. One banana is black or is bruised up, and the other banana is super ripe. You have two options. You going to take the banana that's darker or black or bruised up, or you going to take the banana that's more yellow in color. Which one you going to take? You don't have to accept it as such. You have options. You have choices. You decide what your options or choices are, not them. They know that they're in a lot of trouble. Family, they know that they're in trouble. Oh, well. They know they're in trouble. That's why they cannot use their age. They cannot. Yes, this is a liar. This is a family of liars. And they know that you know that they lie or lying. They know. They know. Again, time heals all wounds if you are taking time to heal your wounds. Absolutely. I agree with you. But time will not heal any wounds if you don't take time to heal the wound. You took time to heal the wound. That's why time healed all yours. So all your wounds. Them, on the other hand, time ain't do nothing but just age them. That's it. And they look bad for their age. They truly do. They're the ones that need help. Thank you. They're the ones that need help. You don't need any help, especially not from them. Hell nah. Ooh, we got friend, and we have transition, and we have sudden changes. Okay. So you may have a friend that believe a parent or a family member and they sided with them. Who cares? Okay, let them side with them. Who cares? But they ain't gonna like this transition though. That's on them. When it comes to truth, you don't have to pick sides. The truth is what that is. But with lies, yeah, they want you to pick their side. Don't ever pick sides when it comes to truth. Again, you don't have to. That's what it is. But if you decide to pick a side with lies, rival. So a friend is in rival competition with you. Who cares? Who cares? A friend has mental illness too. Everyone that came up against you has some form of a mental instability. Okay. There's nothing that you can do about it if they refuse to get the help. You can't do anything about it, but acknowledge it, see it for what it is, and move forward. That's it. That's all you can do. Bisexual, Scorpio, take it how it resonates. Take it how it resonates. We have confused and we have Leo. Shocking message. However it resonates. We also have STD here. So a low vibrational Scorpio or low vibrational Leo or Taurus. I think those are the only cards that came out. I think I said Virgo too, if I'm not mistaken. What other signs that popped out here so far? Scorpio, Leo, Taurus. Did I say Virgo? I don't know why. I think I did. But if I didn't, Virgo's coming up. So I'm going to add Virgo in there. Afraid that you found out that they're bisexual. You don't give a damn. Who cares? Who freaking cares? Do you? Like, who cares? It's not that serious. But what's serious here is what they're doing illegally behind other people's back. Could be a Gemini. Take it how it resonates. They're so worried about how you're going to judge them when you never judge them at all. That's the funny part. You didn't go out your way to judge these individuals, but they went out their way to judge you. I wonder why. Because of the secrets that they hold. Anytime someone that don't really know you, or they think that they know you, but they really don't know you, and they're quick to just come towards you and judge you, baby, they got a whole closet of secrets. They got a lot of bones in their closet. I'm telling you. Because why would I don't know you guys from the Can of Pain. You guys already know me from the Can of Pain. That makes sense. And I'm just going to stick out. I'm just going, oh, I don't like such in the collective. If that makes sense, I'm not going to sit here and judge you. If you ain't do anything to me, so I'm not going to do anything to you. To me, it just doesn't make sense. Why bother someone that's not bothering you? I'm not here to judge you guys. That's the honest truth. Now, if you're coming for me, then yeah, I'm going to pull out, I'm going to pull out a little something, like, oh, okay, I see what you got. But if you ain't bothering me, I ain't bothering you. Like, I'm just saying, this is the attention whore. Like, this is what they are. They thrive off of it. Now that they got it, they don't want it. Damn if you do, damn if you don't with them heifers. God damn. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Could be a Capricorn. Take it how it resonates. Shoot, man. Let me get out of here. There's a Capricorn that's karmic in nature, could be very alcoholic. They're literally drinking themselves away. Oh, baby, the truth that you spoke got somebody so knee deep, so stomach deep, so throat deep into their inebriation of things. They probably can't even stand on their own, too. That's how sloppy, inebriated that they are. Could be a Libra, however it resonates. Trying to wash away the truth. You can't wash away truth. You can't hide from truth. You can't wash away from truth. You can't do it. And you can't escape from it either. As long as you're living on this earth, you cannot escape truth. You can't. This is why some individuals tend to, if you catch my drift, themselves, because they can't handle the truth. It's too much to wear. It's too much to embody. So because they can't embody or hold or support the truth, they take them, they pre-transition themselves out. Okay? We got Taurus. Take it how it resonates. Pisces, however it resonates. Cancer. If you have to drink like a fish or become so inebriated that you don't know what day it is or what time it is, that's an issue. Sagittarius, however it resonates. We got Pisces. Gemini. Scorpio. Live your life, boo. Y'all are free to live your life. As long as you ain't hurting yourself or you're not hurting anyone else, baby, live your life. I want y'all to thrive. I truly do. I want y'all to wake up every day happy and be peaceful. And, you get you something nice to eat. You probably put on the TV and see. I want you to live so freaking happy, so well, so peaceful, so in a thriving space. That's what I want for you guys. I'm at the finish line. I'm waiting for y'all to cross. Because then when you cross it, I'm going to hand you your flowers. And I'll be like, see, I told you you can do it. Or I'll say something like, about time. Yeah, I say that with love. Y'all got this. Y'all are not weak individuals. You're not. You're very intelligent. Some of y'all are super intelligent. Utilize that to your fullest potential. You have a lot of potential. Hell, not even potential. Utilize the gifts, the rarity of your gifts, the uniqueness of the gifts, which is you, which makes you you. Utilize that to your fullest. I'm waiting at the finish line, okay? Don't have me waiting over here by myself for too long now. But I'm waiting for y'all, and I'm rooting for y'all too. I'm so for real with y'all. Capricorn, however it resonates. Aries. Sag. Libra. Okay? So if that resonates with you guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to grab, oh shoot, I forgot to put the post in the group. It's okay. Don't forget to get this book, Wisdom Beyond Wounds. It's on Amazon. Just type in the words, the title, and you'll see it pop up. 309 pages of greatness. It breaks down many different types of examples surrounding narcissism that you probably even didn't think existed. Yeah, it's a lot of it, for real. I took my time and created this book. Go ahead and get this book, okay? Thank y'all for y'all support. If you would like to join us in the Wisdom Beyond Wounds group that is on Facebook, where I post prompts in there, shadow prompts in there every day for you guys to sit down with self and to further discover all of the truths of who you are, because the more truthful that you are with you, the more successful you'll become. That's the honest truth. Okay? Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are truly, truly amazing. I love you guys so much for the support. I love you guys just in general. We're creating a community, and the community is going to be very positive. It's high vibrating, and we're going to be in a space of thriving. That's it. That's all. Okay? I love, love, love to you guys. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye, TikTok. Bye. Bye, YouTube.